Hello, everybody. Firstly, I'd just like to welcome you to this special webinar where we'll be talking about Bitcoin hitting an all-time high and cryptocurrencies and the opportunities this presents. My name is Sasha, and I'm a financial analyst from the research department at ForeTrade. I'm really pleased that more people are watching our webinars and that many of you share my passion for all things Bitcoin. If you have any questions, I will do my best to answer them. Or please call us and ask to speak to an account manager who will be happy to help. Before we get started, please take a moment to read our risk warning and disclaimer. I'm sure you know that although gains can be made trading CFDs, losses can be incurred too, and you need to be aware of this. Now, to celebrate Bitcoin's continued growth, I'd like to present our new and best ever offer that is exclusive to those watching this webinar. If you make a deposit quoting our promo code within the next 24 hours, you will get a 15% balance bonus on your account. A special code will appear on your screen during this webinar, and I will repeat the code at the end of the webinar that you can use to take advantage of our special offer. Be aware that this offer will only last 24 hours and that this new offer applies to everybody watching this webinar. Plus, alongside this balance bonus, once you've made a deposit, you will get special access to our market opportunities. We believe the best way to trade is to take advantage of our expertise through our market opportunities, although you can of course trade however you want. But what is a market opportunity? Well, a market opportunity is a one-page briefing containing market analysis, and our goal is to provide you with a simple-to-understand opportunity to do well in the markets. We will select an instrument such as gold or a currency pair and tell you our very best estimate on its price direction so that you can trade on it. Market opportunities are produced by the research department on a daily basis according to market conditions. A market opportunity consists of fundamental analysis, geopolitical events, and technical analysis that includes a pivot point and support and resistance levels. So this is an example of a market opportunity. Here you can see fundamental analysis on what's going on with the euro-dollar currency pair. Below you can see some geopolitical events that can influence the euro-dollar currency pair. It's important to look at the pivot points on which the calculations are based. If the price reaches this level that you can see here on the screen, this shows the right moment in our estimation for you to come in and open a trading position. If you are a day trader, then you can also see the trend direction of the price here, which is down. The weekly trend direction is also down, and the monthly direction, if you're a monthly or a longer term trader, is up. It's important that you know how to use the stop loss and take profit options. You have support and resistance levels here. At these points you can put a stop loss and take profit, and further down you have calculations. If you close the position using take profit, you can expect these types of profits. If the price is going against you, then you can potentially have a loss at these resistance levels. The point is, our market opportunity is a golden opportunity to do well in the markets, and we recommend that you take advantage of our special offer using it on the research that we provide. So, how has Bitcoin become so popular? Well, Bitcoin and many cryptocurrencies have outperformed most market expectations this year. This has led to increased interest from investors and the general public alike. It's not difficult to see why. Bitcoin has more than quadrupled in value in 2017. Everybody seems to be talking about Bitcoin. But how has Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies become so popular? And what are the chances that they will be accepted and used by everybody in the future? In recent years, more and more people appear to be losing faith in banks. Part of this may be due to mistrust of the sector following the financial crisis. Whatever the reason, the result has led to an increase in cash holdings, which does not provide market-based returns. A decrease in confidence in banks is not good for the economy, as people look for alternative investments. As traditional investments have become less appealing, and in some cases less profitable, increased interest in Bitcoin and the rise in its market value makes a lot of sense. Perhaps one of the main reasons people seem to be losing faith in banks is because they are centralized organizations with little to no transparency over their operations. On the other hand, Bitcoin works with an unprecedented level of transparency that most people are not used to. All Bitcoin transactions are public, traceable, and permanently stored in the Bitcoin network. The primary benefit of a cryptocurrency investment is the limited control of one party, increasing transparency and centralized authority. What is Bitcoin? Well, in many ways, this is easier to understand than buying shares or investing in funds. Bitcoin is not a company or a stock, it's a currency. When you want to invest in Bitcoin, you are basically buying the currency. It is the original cryptocurrency, and it's still the most valuable cryptocurrency on the market. Its proof-of-work verification system is resistant to fraud, but requires significant power consumption. Bitcoin caused quite a stir in the financial world when it was introduced by Satoshi Nakamoto in 2009. At the time, it was the only cryptocurrency available on the market, and it pioneered many of the techniques shared by other cryptocurrencies, known as altcoins, to this day. Benefits include enforced scarcity, a wide user base, and first-mover advantage, establishing a reputation that has helped Bitcoin to become the consistently highest value cryptocurrency. Its reputation has also allowed it to gain significant acceptance among retailers, including Amazon, Subway, and even Victoria's Secret. Of all cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin is probably the closest to currencies people are already familiar with. It has significant value and can be exchanged for a variety of goods and services. While Bitcoin has consistently been the most valuable and respected of the cryptocurrencies, its price is still extremely volatile. The price of one Bitcoin has increased from over $955 to around $5,700 since the beginning of this year. This means it is about 46 times more volatile than the US dollar, which in the same period fell 9.5%. However, this volatility may simply be because Bitcoin is a relatively new currency and users are still figuring out what it's good for. So, positive factors that influence Bitcoin's price. Some have called the enthusiasm for Bitcoin in Japan Bitcoin fever. Bitcoin ATMs are not uncommon in public places, and an increased number of retailers are accepting Bitcoin now in Japan. This popularity is in great part due to the Japanese government's open attitude towards cryptocurrencies. Japan's government has implemented rules that recognize Bitcoin as a payment method. Japan's Financial Services Agency officially recognized 11 companies as registered cryptocurrency exchange operators. The registration places several requirements on the companies, such as building a strong computer system and checking the identity of users to prevent money laundering. These regulations are intended to protect investors from fraud and other abuse. Alongside Japan, Sweden is also considering its own virtual currency. The Scandinavian country may use digital currencies to become the first cashless society on the planet. According to Cointelegraph, 900 of Sweden's 1,600 bank branches do not store cash any longer, and they will no longer accept cash deposits. The number of ATMs across the country is slowly decreasing, and the total value of Swedish krona in circulation has fallen by almost half from 2009 to 2016. Sweden's government is not the only one to consider a state-backed cryptocurrency. Less than a year after India launched a shocking war on cash, unveiling a demonetization campaign in an effort to wipe out huge amounts of so-called black money, the Indian government is considering launching its own Bitcoin-like cryptocurrency. The government of the city of Dubai launched their own blockchain-based cryptocurrency. Officials claim that Mcash cryptocurrency uses the latest blockchain technology and works as part of a payment system called M-Wallet. Dubai has been working on becoming the world's first economy that's built on the blockchain and with its own cryptocurrency. Take Venezuela, for example. An overly aggressive expansionary monetary policy has resulted in hyperinflation, which IMF expects to reach an explosive 1,660% this year. India is another prime example. Possibly the most extreme case of a modern-day war on cash occurred in December 2016. Under the pretense of curbing criminal action and tax evasion, Prime Minister Narendra Modi effectively wiped out 86% of notes in circulation overnight. These are just some of the reasons Bitcoin holds such appeal in such economic climates. With Bitcoin, you're assured a level of financial security and your money is removed from the coercion of the centralized system. Your wealth is protected from political agendas, damaging inflation and capital controls. Financial institutions, which are historically wary about Bitcoin, are increasingly showing signs of interest in the digital asset. When compared to the performance of stock markets and fiat currencies, combined with more regulatory structures come into place, it's not surprising that institutional money has started to flow into the crypto economy. As far as mainstream momentum is concerned, the growing interest and impressive growth has meant the media have been covering Bitcoin more and more frequently, exposing it to a wider audience. Celebrities have also become involved, with the boxer Floyd Mayweather, the socialite Paris Hilton, and the actor Jamie Foxx promoting coin offerings. For many, the potential advantages of Bitcoin, the ability to securely transfer across international borders, increased anonymity, and freedom from central government outweigh the risks. This momentum has encouraged more people to buy Bitcoin, which helps to increase its price further. Cryptocurrencies are considered to be a risky investment. In moments of crisis, investors are eager to get rid of risky assets in exchange for less risky ones, such as gold or currencies. In such moments, the price of Bitcoin will fall. As you can see here, just a moment, I'm going to show you a graph. As you can see here, Bitcoin plummeted below $3,000 in mid-September after the Chinese authorities announced a crackdown on the digital currency. You can see this area marked in red, or you can see it over here. Beijing stated it would order cryptocurrency exchanges to stop trading and block new registrations due to fears that an increasing number of consumers piling into the market could prompt wider financial problems. This caused a dramatic drop in Bitcoin's value. We'll come back to this graph again in a moment. Disbelief from pessimists and information attacks. In many countries, governments are wary of Bitcoin and even attempt to restrict its circulation. This is a negative factor for the price of Bitcoin. So, JP Morgan boss Jamie Dimon recently made a controversial statement saying that Bitcoin was a fraud that will ultimately blow up. He said there was only a limited market for the digital currency, arguing it was only fit for use by drug dealers, murderers, and people living in countries such as North Korea. Another Bitcoin skeptic is Kenneth Rogoff, professor of economics and public policy at Harvard University and a former IMF chief economist. He has predicted that the technology behind cryptocurrencies will thrive, but that the price of Bitcoin will collapse. He thinks that governments will allow small anonymous transactions with virtual currencies, but it is an entirely different matter for governments to allow large-scale anonymous payments, which would make it extremely difficult to collect taxes or counter criminal activity. So, the current situation. 2017 started with a bang as Bitcoin shot through the $1,000 mark with no sign of slowing down. Now let's go back to the graph so I can show you. The price of Bitcoin has smashed through $5,500 to a new all-time high recently. Bitcoin is now trading around $5,700 compared with $955 at the start of the year. The digital currency has soared over 750% year on year and is now worth 4 times as much as an ounce of gold. As you can see, since China made its positive statements about Bitcoin in recent days, the price has grown here and here. So, again, going back to those reports about the Chinese government. The Chinese government recently said that it will ease regulations and that Goldman Sachs is exploring whether to launch a new trading operation for Bitcoin and digital currencies. This could be the reason for Bitcoin's recent rally. If Goldman Sachs does dedicate a desk to cryptocurrencies, it would be a real endorsement from Wall Street. The Chinese authorities have changed their minds before on Bitcoin and sometimes issue statements that suggest an approach that is more open to cryptocurrencies. This is why the positive reports have helped the virtual currency to break through to its current value. Also, there is another split, a so-called hard fork, looming, but that might be bullish, as Bitcoin rallied after the split into Bitcoin Cash earlier this year. However, it could also be that Bitcoin is benefiting as investors are becoming wary of tokens sold in initial coin offerings. There's been a rotation of money out of lower quality names and into Bitcoin. Bitcoin's market capitalization as a percentage of all cryptocurrencies market cap of 155 billion has climbed to 52% from a low of 38% in June. So what's next? It's interesting to think about, but impossible to answer the question as to whether Bitcoin or another specific cryptocurrency will eventually become as widely used as fiat currencies, such as the dollar or the euro, or even become the world's currency in the future. But we do know that the use of cryptocurrencies is growing, and we can be reasonably sure that cryptocurrencies are here to stay. Aside from the speculative value of Bitcoin and other virtual currencies, globalization, the digital era, and the practicality of its use means demand for cryptocurrencies serves a practical purpose. But above all, for us, Bitcoin is an exciting instrument and a great opportunity to trade. And you won't get a better offer than our special 15% balance bonus. So, as I've been over the balance bonus before, this is the promo code. The promo code is BTCFX. And remember that this offer expires in 24 hours. Get in touch with one of our account managers and don't miss out. Our next webinar is Introduction to Forex Basics. So please sign up for that. That's tomorrow at the same time. Please sign up to that and you can get more help and advice on how to trade successfully. Until then, goodbye and please join us at 4Trade again soon.